Hello, everybody. Welcome. This is our last session of the day. I'm so excited to have all of you join us. I'm going to speak a little bit about myself and the conference while we have more people join. My name is Sarah Woolner, and I work for Zephyr Conferences, who puts on the International Food Bloggers Conference. A little bit about Zephyr. There are 4 of us, and we run 5 different conferences in different industries, which include food, wine, and beer. The IFBC specifically started in 2009 and was the first food blogger conference in the world. We are unique because we travel to new locations each year, obviously a little different from our virtual conference. But 2 years ago in 2018, we were in New Orleans. Last year, we were in Juneau, Alaska, doing beer tastings on top of a glacier, which was extremely cool. And we hope to keep doing in-person conferences soon. As long as we do them safely, which I'm sure everyone is on board for. This is actually my first job out of college, and I feel super lucky to have stumbled upon this awesome opportunity to interact with the food community and all of you. So thank you for being so welcoming and so great. I do all the marketing for the Food Bloggers Conference, so if you tag, tweet, or post on social media, I'm the one reading the comments, so be nice. I see some of you have found the comment section. It's over on the right side of your screen. Feel free to use that during the session. If you have any questions for our speaker, Caroline, you can ask a question from the Ask a Question button. It's kind of in the bottom middle of your screen. So if you can utilize that, I will be collecting all those questions. I don't want to lose any of the questions in the comments, so please use that if you have a question. And then we'll answer questions as long as we have time at the end of the session. So I don't want to take up too much time. We have a fabulous session for you today. We have Caroline Vencil, and she will be talking about no time, no problem, how to make more money from your business when you only have a few broken bits of time. So Caroline, take it away.
Okay. Hi, guys. I am so excited to be here. Thank you so much to Sarah and the whole team for having me. I am just beyond thrilled. And now I'm looking at how messy my office is. Don't look at it. But I wanted to really get in here and be able to help you guys, because let's be real, we are busy people. No matter if you have 1 kid, 0 kid, a bunch of cats, it does not matter. We are all strapped for time in one way or another. And it is really difficult to make sure that we are getting all of the things that we need to get done and avoiding all of the mental clutter and the nonsense that's keeping us busy but not actually moving us forward. So I'm going to do my best to get this done. I've never worked with Crowdcast before. Sarah was so helpful trying to get this, help me get used to it. So bear with me for just a moment while I try to get over to my slideshow, if it will work. Fingers crossed with me here, guys, so we can get this started. Maybe it'll work. Is it going to work? Okay, it worked. Yes. All right. Now I am screen sharing. Give me 2 seconds to get over to that actual window so that I can see what I'm doing. All right. Okay, guys. So no time, no problem. Let's talk about how to master your time management so that you can get your product launched. That is what we are here for. So there is a true story that is an unpopular opinion that you can launch a product for your site, for your business, when you only have a few broken periods of time every day. And that means if you only have a few minutes here and there, 10, 15, 20 minutes, you can still make things happen for your blog to help it move forward. Okay, so before we start, I wanted to cover a few things, because let's address the elephant in the room, because I know that the second that anybody says we're going to make a product, all of those negative things are going to come up into your mind about how, no, I'm not going to, I just can't, it won't work, I've tried it before. We're going to cover all of them, I promise. So before we even get into that, I have a freebie for you guys I made specifically for this talk. It is an entire printable worksheet that you guys can have, and you go through it. It gets sent straight to your email. You have to click the confirm button in the email. Sorry, I know, ConvertKit. But if you get that, it will get sent straight to you. Print it out, keep it, watch it, or use it for whatever you need. It doesn't just have to be along with this presentation. It's built to help you get through all of the mental blocks that you have and make the most money with as little time as humanly possible. So first off, I wanted to introduce myself because let's be real, it's kind of awkward being a stranger and not knowing who it is that you're talking to. So I'm Caroline. Hi, that's me in that typical blogger picture. I'm the mom of 4. I'm the owner of CarolineVencil.com. I'm a full-time blogger, a lover of coffee, cat cuddles, and making money while I sleep. That is kind of the very briefest overview. I also would like to throw in that I have a zoo in my house. I have 3 cats, a dog, and 4 kids. So it's never really quiet here. So I understand when anybody says like, I don't have time. I got you. I feel that. So here's the backstory though. This is the stuff that like you don't see from that super typical blogger picture looking out at the sunset with my coffee and my laptop. I started my blog back in 2015. I truly expected to make $20,000 in my first month, and I was beyond shocked that it didn't happen. Who else has seen those pins on Pinterest that's like, how I made $20,000 in my first month blogging? You're like, if you can do it, I can do it. That happened to me, and I'm not exaggerating. So when it didn't happen, I found myself working like 40 and 50-hour weeks while I had a baby, like a brand new baby. And I remember nursing this baby on a boppy pillow, balancing my laptop on the baby, trying to type up a blog post. It was miserable. I tried to do all the things, all the social media, all the right things, and be all the places, and it didn't happen. So after 6 months, I call it the coming to Jesus talk. My husband was basically like sat me down and is like, this is not sustainable. Like something needs to change. And I'm like, you know what? You're really right. At first I wanted to fight him about it, but he was completely right. So I started chasing those page views until Pinterest had its very first epic crash. And it was epic. If anybody else was around in like 2016, you know the epicness of that crash. So after that, there were a lot of tears and a lot of I should just quit moments, but I kept going, and I'm not special. So I want to share that with you. The thing that's going to set you apart from everybody else in this space, whether it's a blogger, a YouTuber, a business owner, a coach, whatever's going to set you apart is how bad do you want it? How bad do you want it? How bad do you want to make this work for you and for your company so that you can change your life? So that's the first thing, is you have to acknowledge, how bad do you want it? Are you ready to do it? There's going to be work. I can help you make it easier, but there's going to be work. How bad do you want it? So I was done with the struggle. I was done. And I decided that it was time for everything to change. Everything had to change. I was done with the chasing the page views. It was time to stop using the excuses, I'll just wait until my kids get older. It was time to stop waiting for affiliates to make the next big product that was going to be the key to my success. I was done waiting around for ad revenue to pick back up, or for a new affiliate to come along that was going to be the answer. It was time to find more reasons to keep going and less excuses as to why something wasn't working for me. The truth is that we all have excuses. We all do, but it's getting past them and how we're able to do that that's going to change everything for us. So let me just share with you guys, like point blank, I got excuses. I really do. And I know that you have them too. So I'll just air my dirty laundry so that you can understand like where I'm coming from. I was a teen mom. I had my oldest when I was a freshman in college, not high school, college. There's maybe just this whole blogging thing isn't for me. I've got too much going on. I have too many kids. There just aren't enough hours in the day. My husband doesn't make enough money. I don't have the support systems that I need to keep going. It's just not easy. I'm not making the money that I thought I would. So obviously, this is the universe telling me that I'm just not cut out for this, right? We all have these excuses. But here's the thing. Your reasons to keep going need to be bigger than your excuses. For me, these are my reasons. My reasons to keep going when life gets hard is I want to have a better life for myself and my kids. I want to show my 3 sons that their mom wasn't going to let things keep her down. I need to show my daughter that she can do and be anything that she wants. I want to make an impact on the world. And I want to show other teen moms that it's possible not to be another statistic. And I want to help people. I want to be the help for the people that I wish that I had when I was struggling most in my own life. But here's the thing, and I've said it and I will say it again. I'm not special. So I'm going to share with you the things that I did and do to make more money in less time, even with 4 kids and not a whole lot of time on my hands. But before anything like really starts going, before you start like pen to paper, remember a few things. Nothing happens overnight. This is a process, okay? Small steps still count. They still move you forward. Don't compare yourself to others, and you can do this. Are we all on the same page? Okay, good. So, like I said, it's really important to remember a few things. Your goal of all of this, all of the whole, like, I want to make more money in less time, needs to be to get a product from your head to your reader's hands as fast as possible. That's the name of this whole game, is making sure that you're able to do that. Sure, it might take some time. I will give you that without question. It absolutely takes time to make products, but get out of your own way. If you can step yourself back, your goal needs to be to get your idea into your reader's hands in the form of a product fast. Okay. So, first step, and don't laugh at me when I say this because I really do mean it. Brainstorming is really important, okay? Setting a timer for 10 to 15 minutes of your most productive time each day and brain dump. Get all of the ideas out onto paper. It can be, and I'm not gonna embarrass myself, but it can be on Post-its. I do singular ideas on Post-it notes, and I just store them on my desk. It kind of can be a mess, but it helps so much to be able to get all of those ideas out of my head onto paper so that I can see them and see what I think is really important and what's really going to help and what resonates with me. So answer this question whenever you are trying to figure out, like, I don't know what to make. I don't know how to start helping my people by making a product. What do I need to do? What do I need to do for my people right now? What is it that they're asking for? How can I show up to help them with a question that they are having in life right now? Brainstorm that every single day. And until you find something that really sticks with you, keep going. I call it a brain dump. I literally sit there, I plug in headphones and I listen to like classical music. Please don't judge me. I hide in a closet. I get up at 4:30 in the morning. I get away from my kids and I just get all of the ideas in my head out onto paper. Sometimes it's more tedious and difficult than others, but for the most part, it works pretty well. Next, you're going to look at that list and you're going to truly see what is it that gets you fired up right now. Use that fire to motivate you. Don't just dive into any idea because you think it'll make you money, because, I mean, honestly, like, we all know that there's ideas out there that are going to make us money. But if something that fires you up is like a printable workbook or something, go with that. Don't try to start out with the like $900 video course that's going to take months to create and you might have to get a production team to make. Start with something small. What is it that fires you up that's doable? Do it because you have a passion to help your people and to make something amazing that's going to make you money. So here's a problem that did I go too far? Nope. Here's a problem that we all struggle with, because I'm going to walk you through this. I know that there's a big jumble here, but here's why. Do what you can to get your idea from your head to your reader's hands fastest. Okay. I'm going to walk you through this. Okay. Because we've all been here. Bear with me. You start off with your idea. And then you start to question yourself, oh my gosh, I don't know if this is right. All right, I'm going to go for it. We're going to do it. And then you go, oh, but I don't know. Do I want to make a course or a workbook or a video? I'm going to go with the video. That's it. That's what we're going to do. We're going to go with the video. It's going to be amazing. Oh, but do I really want to do this kind of thing or that kind of thing? I don't know. And you're going back and forth. And you finally settle on the idea and then you're all ready, right? We've all been there before. Okay, I know that this is overwhelming, but bear with me. We all second guess ourselves every step of the way through this process, okay? And at the end of the day, this whole process of kind of second guessing and wondering if it's the right thing took you a month. And how does it leave you feeling? Womp, womp. You are exhausted, you're burned out, and the chances are if it didn't sell well, you're probably going to curl up in a ball. And trust me, I've done it before. I've had a product that is an epic flop before. You're going to want to curl up in a ball, hide under some covers, eat an entire container of Halo Top, and contemplate quitting and getting a job at Panera. I understand. But we want to avoid all of this. And it can be avoided if you pick a product that gets you super fired up, and you don't have to feel like you have to second guess yourself every single step of the way. If you need permission to use what you already have on your site, in your social media, in the emails that you've sent, if you need permission to use what you already have to make a product, this is it. I mean it, because here's the thing. How many of us talk about these same exact things over and over and over again? For me, I talk about frugality on my website. If I've said stop spending money and save it instead, one time, I've said it 100 times. I can use all of those times that I've made suggestions on how to save money. I can put them all together in one giant course that is all encompassing. I can add more to it. I can add more videos. I can add worksheets, but I'm not starting from zero every time. And that's the beauty of it, is I know that I've got the content and I don't have to start over from scratch every single time I have to make a product. Because here's the truth. If you're not second guessing yourself, if you're using what you already have on your website and inside of your businesses, you can take your people from idea to product, to printable, to done and sold in your people's hands fast. Okay? It doesn't have to be the most tedious process in the world. This whole process can take you a week, and you feel pretty awesome. Because again, if it only took you a week, you're going to feel a lot better if you only sell one and it only took you a week, versus if you go back here and you've only sold one and it took you a month, then you're going to feel really, really terrible. But if you know that somebody's going to buy after a week, or somebody's going to buy and you can keep tweaking it and making it better and adding to it, then you know that you can get more people to buy. And you already had the content. It was there. You just put it out there in the same kind of format that your people wanted. That's really important. Your readers want your help. Whether you spend a month worrying if it's perfect or not doesn't matter to them. You're the only one that knows how long it's taken you to make a product. They just want the help. And if you can deliver that to them in a very, very fast and efficient way, then that's all the better. Everything comes down to this, is just momentum. You've got to get it done. If you can keep going on an idea that fires you up, you can go back into your what is it called? Archives on your blog and say, I've talked about this subject. I can pull out 5 steps to make this a doable process and make it into a course, or make it into a printable, or make it into an email. Then awesome. But just keep going. The more momentum you have, the less time that you have to second guess yourself. Because here's the reality, is that perfection is a total myth. You are just getting in your own way. I am the worst at this, without question. I am a type A perfectionist, valedictorian 4.2 GPA in high school kind of thing. I get it. So when you're making a product, the key here is to stop comparing yourself to the biggest of the big names out there. There are mega bloggers who I'm still on their email list, and I get their emails and it's like, oh, you have a podcast and a workbook and an email opt-in, and it's a transcript, and now it's into a course. Oh my gosh, I need to start doing that. That's not something that I have to do. I would love to, of course, obviously, but I'm not going to let I can't release this product until it's a podcast, until it's a video that's professionally done and can be transcribed. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to get my stuff out there. I'm going to do what I can with what I have. So here's another thing though, is things that seem to be super easy and trivial for you are game changers for your readers. I have a blog post that, I am not kidding you, is about how to stuff cash envelopes. Yes, how to print out a piece of paper, fold it, tape it, and put money into a cash envelope. People love that. I make it into a course and sell it. People love it. I did a video to accompany the course. People love it. Do I think that it's super easy and simple? Of course I do. But here's the thing. Done is better than perfect. Could it have been done in a professional studio? Of course it could have. Did I film it on my camera phone? Did I film it on my phone? Yes, I did. Because here's the thing, I'm not going to let anything stop me from getting my stuff out there so that I can help people. At the end of the day, your people probably don't care, like unless you have a super high dollar product, which is a totally different topic. But if you are just a normal person, we are all normal people, right? We need to get our stuff out there. Your people need to have your stuff out there. Now, I'm not saying get it from like a flip phone from like, the early 2000s. Don't do that. But done is better than perfect. If you have to use your phone, use your phone. If you have to use your webcam on your computer, do that. It's not a big deal. Don't let that be something that holds you back. Because here's the thing, nothing happens overnight. You're not going to build a massive product library overnight. This takes time. It takes muscle memory to get over these humps of like second. Oh, is this really good enough? Oh, but somebody released a course sometime like 10 years ago that was similar. You don't need to do that, but you do have to remember that everything comes slowly. Nothing changes quickly in blogging. It just takes time. Okay. So here is the truth. This is like where we get from the woo-woo kind of in your head. You have to beat some of the things that are going on inside of your brain to the actual practical. Again, break out the notebook. This is an important thing. All of these things that we're going to talk about are what you need to do for every product that you launch. These are small enough tasks that you can do them in 15 to 20 minute increments whenever you have time. We're talking like the kids are sitting down in front of the Netflix nanny of Paw Patrol for 20 minutes, and you can do one of these things. And there's no shame about using the Netflix nanny. Trust me. So, step one, before you even talk about I have this amazing idea. Have you addressed your people's pain points? Okay. What will this product do to help my readers? What will it help them do, learn, fix in their lives? What are they overwhelmed by? What are they looking for? What do they need to have? What do they want? What do they feel? What do they desperately need help with? What is the answer to the question, my product is going to take buyers from blank to blank? What's going to take my buyers from hot mess express to I got this? What's going to take them there? You need to address your readers' pain points. Now, this whole section might take 15 minutes. It might take you 15 minutes to answer some of these. I understand that. It takes time to build up the, I guess technically it's muscle memory to talk about your readers' pain points. That's okay. Just start. Leave it on a piece of paper. Fill it out inside of the worksheet. You're going to have that as well, so that you can fill these things out so that you can have the answers right in front of you whenever you need. Okay. Next, you actually have to make the product. This is the part where a lot of people get hung up and are freaking out. I understand. I know. I get it. There's a lot of tech, and you see a lot of big name bloggers who are oh, well, forget printables. Big high dollar courses are where it's at. Nuh-uh. We're going to take that off the table. If that's going to be your either I don't do anything forever until I can afford a $10,000 video production team, we're going to shift this, because start with what you already have. Wouldn't it be better to be earning money until you can afford the super expensive production team to help you make sure that this product is the bee's knees? Of course it would. But here's the thing. You already have content on your site. If you have a blog post, awesome sauce. Add more to it and call it an ebook. Put it into some format inside of, you can even use Google Docs if you really wanted to. Break it into sections if you wanted to, and make it into a course. Make a video on it and do a walkthrough of it. Put all of those things together and make a bundle, or have it called a masterclass. There you go. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. You really don't. You don't have to start over from scratch every single time that you're talking about making a brand new product. Okay. Here's the thing. But Caroline, I don't have any blog posts or videos or content talking about the thing that I want to make in a product. This is a little bit of tough love, and I debated leaving this slide in here, but here's the thing. If you don't have any relevant content, are you sure that it's a good fit for your audience? I will share my backstory with you. On my first product launch, I made a blogging product when I was like 6 months into blogging. It was terrible. I mean, it was a good product, but it wasn't something that my people wanted to hear about. I didn't have any content on it on my site. I never talked about it. I didn't have people asking me questions. I just wanted to make this product. And of course, it goes without saying, nobody bought it. Because if I don't have any people who are on my list, on my email list, or on my site looking for that content, it makes sense that I wouldn't have anybody who's looking to pay money for that content. You have to be honest with yourself, because just because you want to make something doesn't mean that you should. That's the tough love here. Promise I love you guys. And I'm saying that because I wish that somebody would have said that to me back when I made my first product and it was like, crash and burn. Use what you already know. Don't try to reinvent the wheel with technology. If you are using a platform that works for you, don't get shiny object syndrome and start trying to find other things that will cost you more time and make things more difficult for you. Don't worry about that. Start with what you have, use what you know, okay? If you know Sendowl, but everybody else is saying Thrivecart is the bee's knees, stick with Sendowl. You can always move over to Thrivecart later. Same thing with like Teachable or Kajabi. If you're with Teachable, but everyone's like, oh, Kajabi's the best, stick with what you know until you can grow. Use PDFs instead of paying somebody to format a Kindle ebook. There's no need to get the most expensive everything when you're first starting out. Again, another lesson that I wish that people would tell me. Start small and grow. The last thing that you want when you're already stressed with time is the stress of having to learn a completely new platform. Nobody needs that in their life. Nobody has time for that. Okay, so now here's this is where I think is the fun part, is where you come up with your graphics. Now, there's a lot of things that come up with kind of like the back end stuff for your graphics, and you don't have to do all of them if you really don't want to. I just like to. You should probably have a logo with a tagline and then a mock-up that's going to show what it looks like inside. Personally, I really like to go all out and do all of these things because I'm a graphics nerd. Logo with the background, what you get on the inside, and so that it shows the computer, all of those things. Yeah, it adds a little bit of work to it, but these are still things that you can get done in 15 to 20 minute periods of time, is making these. Once you have the logo, then you can make it with the tagline, done. You can remove the background, done. Take a screenshot of the inside of the course so that you can add that kind of stuff to the mock-ups. Awesome. And then you can go on and add all of those kinds of things. So here's the thing, though, is that graphics will help turn your readers into buyers. That's a really important distinction. Now, it also helps if they look professional. So there's that. But you can find plenty of different templates out there to use, and I highly recommend that you do. Next is another fun part that I really enjoy, which are sales pages and emails. So here's the cool thing, though. Before you're like, oh my gosh, cringing deep down inside, it's like you're stabbing me in the heart. You want me to write more? No, I don't, because you've already done the hard work. You've already outlined your people's pain points. You know what your readers want and need and feel so that you can get right to the heart of their problems and speak their language. Use those exact same words of your problems and the feelings and everything. Use those in your emails, and you will 100% be able to touch those readers right where they are feeling pain, thus the pain point, so that you can help them. And that you can show them the transformation. Like, I know you feel like a hot mess. Let me help you show you how you can get from hot mess to all yes. That's what you need to do. And now is the fun part. And here's the thing. I know that I had to put this in here because it's really important to know that, like, when you are doing your sales pages and your emails, you can recycle the same kind of wording that you're using on your sales page inside of your emails. If you know that people are going to be asking questions, you should have an FAQs part in your sales page. Like, is this really for me? And then you can put those in your emails. And again, kind of interchange them. If your sales page is conversational, you should have the same thing inside of your emails. And here's the thing, though. We're going to talk about scheduling your emails, because this is another thing that takes so little time, but it can be so freeing for you. I really want you to use to use Google Docs to house all of your emails, or if you're using ConvertKit or whatever, schedule them out whatever time will work best for your audience. Whether it's 7 a.m., 7 p.m., 4:30 in the morning, doesn't matter. Schedule those emails to go out so that you have your sale live. And then walk away. I mean it. Like, schedule those emails. Don't be like, oh, I'll schedule another one tomorrow. Schedule it all in bulk. Get it done. Get it off your plate. Because this way you don't have to worry about sending it at the right time or making sure that you have the right amount of time every day to send them, especially if you've got little kids or if your life is just busy or life is hectic and you just don't know what your day is going to look like. Being able to say, it's done, it's off my plate, and it will make me money, and then walking away is, I don't know, there's something to me that's like, it makes my life so much less stressful. I don't feel nearly as pushy when I'm sending out my emails if I've scheduled it out ahead of time. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Okay. Side note, and I should have probably involved this before I said, like, I want you to do in Google Docs. I write all of my emails for my sales launches inside of Google Docs so that I have it all in one place. And then here's a pro tip, guys, and I'm not kidding. You recycle your emails for your next sale that you run on the same product. If it works, if you hit it out of the park with your first product and you basically got a home run and everybody on your entire list buys all of your products, you want to make sure that you're saving that email and you'll send it out again. You can run that sale again next month to people who didn't see it, next in the end of the quarter, whatever it is. If you had something that just didn't sit right with your audience, or you were like, this should have converted a lot higher, you can tweak those emails for the next time so that you can fix those problems. If you already have a sales page, you can use that as a template to start over so that you're not starting from square one. You have something that's already built, whether it's just, I really like that this is a picture over here, or that it's a background that has a picture. Whatever it is. And here's another thing that I love to do, which is analyze other people's sales pages. When you are going into making your sales pages and your emails, it's time to look at what other people are doing that works. What are the big bloggers that you love and respect doing on their email lists? What do they look like? What do they make you feel like? What do their sales pages look like? What do you like about them? What don't you like? What is it that you were like, oh my gosh, I need to have this on my sales page? What was it that you were like, oh, I would never have that on my sales page? Dissect other people's pages, because like I've said, when you only have like 10 or 15 minutes, you don't have time to reinvent the wheel. See what's working for other people and find a way to model that for yourself, to make that work for yourself and for your blogs. And remember, this is my favorite part. All of this can be done in 20-minute time slots. Yes, it might take you some more time the first time, but the first time is always difficult for everything. Like, remember when you first wrote your first blog post and it took you like 18 hours to write that first Hello World post? No, that was just me. But either way, it takes time to build this. Remember, like I've said, nothing happens overnight. So let me show you what my actual day looks like right now. So I get up super early. I brainstorm for the day because my first thing in the morning is like my zone of genius. I'm going to come up with the pain points for my readers, what they want, what they need, whether there's struggles for that new product. I'm going to go through then my blog content that I can start to add to this product that I'm going to address my people's pain points. And then hashtag real life. I'm going to get the kids breakfast at 6:30 to 7:30. I'm going to get them breakfast and I'm going to turn on that Netflix nanny so that I can get a few more hours of time. I'm going to make my graphics and then I'm going to get school started for the kids. And then, so I'm going to show you how this is all going to get done in a day. I'm sorry, I'm talking very fast, but bear with me. So from 9:50 to 10:15, I'm adding products to the course platform. I use Teachable. You can use whatever you want. I'm just taking my blog post and I'm moving it over there. And then I'm inundated with kids at like lunchtime as there's so many kids, and then they're going to have a lunch break. And then I know that I can start grabbing the screenshots. Once I put everything inside of my course platform, I can grab those screenshots, and then I can start making the graphics and the mock-ups. And now everything is starting to come together. The sales page is coming together from an old sales page for an unrelated topic, or from a template that I found on lead pages. I'm using what I have so that I don't have to start over. I do school with the kids because that's still a thing. And then we are just making the sales page, which is copying and pasting from the sales emails that I've already written back and forth, and then I'm done. It's taken me almost 5 years to kind of nail down this process, but that's okay. This is a process. It will get better and it will get easier time after time after time. So the real truth is that we've all had crappy days. The kids are a mess. My dog had IBS and then needed to be let out every 2 minutes. And then hubby has the man flu. And then sometimes you just feel meh. Sometimes you're dealing with limiting beliefs of who would buy this? Who am I to sell this? Why would anyone listen to me? The good news is that you can pick back up tomorrow. You don't have to do this all in one day. This can take you as long as it needs to get used to this process. Pick back up tomorrow with your 20-minute increments whenever you can. Okay, one more thing about product launches because I have to address this. Not everything does amazingly. I told you guys about my first epic fail product launch, about how I spent like a month making videos and lessons. There were like 43 modules in this thing, and not a single person bought it. Zero. Goose egg. I had a good cry. I ate my container of Halo Top ice cream in one sitting. I took a few days off, and then I considered quitting and getting a job at Starbucks. And then I got right back to my blog. Because here's the truth, is that it doesn't mean that your product stinks. It was a really fantastic product that I'd made, but sometimes your messaging is off. Sometimes the price point is off. Maybe it's too low. Maybe it's too high. Maybe you need to tweak the sales pages. Shift, don't quit. That's the big thing. If your sales page didn't work, try something else. If your email just got a bajillion unsubscribes and 0 clicks, then it's time to tweak that. If nobody bought because they said that your sales graphics looked super like a kid made them in Microsoft Paint, it's okay. Try again. Find another product to make. You don't have to go back and tweak it constantly until you get it right and then launch after launch after launch of the same product. Find another product, something that really fires you up. And keep repeating this process until you have a huge library of products that you can sell to your readers at every stage of their journey, from beginning to intermediate to advanced. That's going to take them all the way through the cycle of hot mess to where they want to be. Okay, so we've talked about this, and I want to give you some homework because I know that I got to wrap myself up here. Some easy things to start now. Brainstorm every single day. It is a nice and easy habit to help you get those ideas that are rattling around inside of your brain, whether it's for a post or a video or for a product, get them out onto paper. And then once you're looking at it, decide what fires you up. If you come up with this amazing product idea and you're like, oh my gosh, yes, can't wait to make this, that's how you know that you should be making that like right now. And then remember, your goal is to do what you can to make the process of getting your idea into your readers' hands super fast, super easy for you. That's what you have to do, is make sure that you're making it easy on yourself. Don't add any unnecessary things, or it's just going to make your life difficult. Nobody wants that when you're already strapped for time. You don't need any extra stress. That's unnecessary. So remember, you can do this. You really can. I promise. And I know that you hear it all the time, but it's like, if I can do it, anybody can. And I say that honestly. If I can do it, you can do it. I promise. So remember, go grab your checklist. It is carolinevencil.com/20-minute product. And that's going to be all of the stuff that we talked about inside of this talk so that you can start to map them out and kind of fill out the checklist for yourself so that you can get that ball rolling. Because it is really amazing once you start creating products and are able to see how that changes the way that you are able to earn more and more and more from your blog and your business while still making an amazing impact. So I think that we have some questions. Hang on, let me go over here. Did we get any questions? Oh gosh. Okay.
Yeah, we have a few.
Okay.
I can read them off
guys,
for you.
I went super fast.
Okay. The first question we have is, what exactly is a sales page?
Oh, okay. So when you go to buy a product, it's on lead pages usually. Sometimes they have it self-hosted on their site, but I make all of mine inside of lead pages. And that's basically just the page where you're not convincing, but for lack of a better word, bear with me. You're basically telling somebody what the product is about, how it's going to change their life, and then getting them over to a checkout where they can buy it. That's what a sales page is. And like I said, you can make it wherever you want. I know that all course platforms have their own ability to make them. I personally use lead pages for all of mine.
Great. And if anybody has any questions, please add them to the page. And then do you have recommendations where to find graphic templates?
PicMonkey and Canva both have them. I have a club where I do a sales graphic I do a set of sales graphics each month of making products and making the sales graphics, and you get a lead page each month. So Lead Pages is a site. Sorry, I just saw that comment come in. Lead Pages is a site that basically will help you build either an email opt-in page where you can get people to sign up for your email list, or a sales page where you can get people to buy from you, or you can even host pages like where it's, just a page where you send people after they subscribe to your email list. It could be for a tripwire if you want them to buy your product. It could be like signing up for a coaching session or for a calendar event. There's a lot of different ones. It's not free, but if you have products that you want to sell, it's really awesome.
Great. How do you test out products and content that your audience will like? Do you ask them directly?
You can. So here's kind of, I guess, my unofficial stance on surveys is my people are younger moms, and so I don't get a lot of survey responses. I was talking to my friend who has a list of an older audience, and she was just completely inundated with survey responses. There's nothing wrong at all either way, but it was just one of those things where it seems like if you have a list that's primarily younger, they're not going to be answering, taking the time to go and fill out a Survey Monkey form. Mm-hmm. But if you have an older list, that's a fantastic way to do that. But what I do is I set up my emails so that I have different links inside of them. So if I want to know if my people want to hear more about budgeting, I'm going to have a link that takes them to a post on budgeting on my site. If I want them to hear more about how to decorate your house cheap on a budget, then they're going to click on that. And then I look at all of these different links that I have inside of this email, and I see which one performed better. So if I have, 150 people who've clicked on I want to hear more about budgeting, but I had 2 people who clicked on how to learn about how to do home decor on a budget, then I know that my people don't care about home decor. So I don't ask them. I just give them the options and have them pick from which one they want to hear about. Like if you want to click on this, then I know that way. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it definitely does. I think providing too many options can get confusing sometimes too. Yeah. So giving them to them simple, they can click on what they like, and then you can see.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I mean, I don't know, maybe it's just my list. If you tell somebody to do something, they're like, but I don't really want to. So if you give them the options without saying you need to choose one, if you say, here's a few things that I think are going to help you, if you're kind of putting all of that out there, then they can feel like, oh, thank you so much. And it's like a gift. It's not like a forcing them to do something kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And sometimes that helps too.
Yeah, great point. What kind of scheduling platforms do you know of or that work well for scheduling on social media?
Ooh, so I use Later, Later. Oh, sorry, guys. That was fast. That was completely my fault. I'm a fast talker. Had a lot of slides to get through in like super quick time. So for social media sharing, I use Later for Instagram sharing. And that's free up to 30 posts. So if you post every day for a month, it's free. And they hold all of your hashtags and everything, which is fantastic. Love them. For Facebook, I use something called Post Planner. And you can schedule things right on Facebook. I just prefer to use Post Planner. I think that it's like $100 for a year. Don't quote me on that though, but it's pretty low cost as far as like schedulers go. And sorry guys, I talk about cost all the time. That is like my come up is like talking about that.
It's good information.
Yeah. And I always like to help people try to stay on budget with because like, let's be real, like it can get really, really expensive if you're like, oh, I love this course platform. And next thing you know, it's like, how did I get to spend $700 in a month, every month now on this stuff? How did that happen? But it does happen. So that's why. So Post Planner lets you recycle your Facebook comments or Facebook shares as well. So if I set up like a post to go out every single day for 30 days, I just have to hit recycle and it will recycle all of that, because let's talk about time saving is I don't have to think about scheduling Facebook. Like I just keep adding things to that schedule and it keeps going through it and looping. And that makes it really helpful. So I don't have to worry about one less thing on my plate.
Good tips.
Yeah.
We touched on email scheduling. Is there another platform that's user-friendly that also has templates?
I use ConvertKit for my email. They're my email service provider and I love them, completely love them. I 100% recommend them, but they are not cheap and they are not free. I know that I've tried out Flowdesk before and I decided to stick with ConvertKit, but Flowdesk is like $20 a month. And it is really, really awesome as far as the templates that it gives you. They're very pretty and aesthetically pleasing. You can go through them and find templates. I think that they even do, like, if you have a welcome sequence, they'll give you the templates to fill out. So it's kind of like a fill in the blanks thing. Okay. So that it's more than just like, here's an opt-in box. Like every single email service provider gives you the option for an opt-in box and like, a landing page and like all that fun stuff. But when it comes to like actual email templates, I think that Flowdesk is the only one that gives you kind of a jumping off point as to what to say. Does that make sense?
Yeah. No, that's great.
Okay.
We did have a question about the Facebook scheduling. Is your reach okay on Facebook using an outside service? Have you noticed a difference?
I can't say that I've noticed a difference, but I will be completely honest. I don't use Facebook as my primary way of reaching my audience. I have groups in there that I'm actively engaging in all of the time. So it's not something that I would schedule out all the time inside of those groups. But on my page where I'm much less active, to give it the appearance of me being more active, I still get engagement on those posts, but it's not something that I'm super aware of. I'm not keeping up on that. But inside of my groups, I use them as a way to kind of have member engagement where I can have them talking about like, what is your biggest struggle for the week? What is your big goal for the week? That kind of stuff always gets engagement.
Right. Facilitate the engagement. And then we have another question that just popped up. What do you use for ready-made food quizzes or international quizzes? There's some interaction with it. It's not just a PDF. Do you have a suggestion for?
I don't know that one.
Okay.
I know that there is Interact is what it's called. I thought, is it that's what it's called? I can't remember. But yeah, I know that was a course platform or a quiz platform for a while, but I cannot remember. I haven't used quizzes in a little while. That's actually something that was on my to-do list is look up quizzes, but I don't have the answer for that. I'm sorry.
Okay. It looks like someone mentioned Interact too, so that's an option.
Oh, okay.
And then if you have a post on your site, we mentioned like rescheduling the same post and reusing the same content. Do you have kind of a process on how you do that for old posts? Is there a certain time? You don't want to keep blasting people with the same content week after week. Do you wait a year to update it and repost it, or?
I find that most people don't actually show up on my homepage, and you guys will probably see this too. If you go into your analytics, you'll see that most people aren't showing up directly to your homepage. They're coming in through like a back door, which is directly to a specific post. So the stuff that's straight up on my homepage, I never stress out about what that looks like because I know that most people are going to be coming in from a pin where I'm going to have on that post, here are other posts. Like
Right.
if they really want to, they can go straight to my homepage, but I never stress out about that. So if I have a post that I know does really well and I want to kind of keep it up to date, or if I wanted to make some new pins because it's a high converting affiliate post, or if it ties in really well with a product that I'm selling and I want to grow my list that way, I'll reschedule that thing every week. Like I will make a new pin for it and have it like make sure that it's the top thing that anybody who comes straight to my site is going to see is that post. And I don't have a problem doing that. It's never been problematic.
You're right. There's probably so many eyes, and I think getting the content in front of people a few times is probably helpful too.
Yeah, because and I always do this with my money savers, but I'm sure that it's the same across every niche, is how many times do you have to say the same exact thing before somebody actually like takes your advice? How many times do I have to say like, save money, stop spending, don't put more on credit cards? People are like, yeah, whatever. But once they hear it, maybe it's like the 80th time they've heard me say it. They're like, I see your point.
Right.
You don't always remember every single thing that you read on the internet. You're not going to remember every single blog post that you see or every single email you get.
And it's interesting because everybody's at a different point in their life and in the day. And I might have all the time in the world, but next week I might see your post again and be like, yeah, I'm limited on time. Exactly.
Or like that email might come into your inbox today and you're like, I don't have time. I see that. I know I wanted to read it from you, but I don't have time for it.
Right.
Like if you had emailed me the same thing next week, I never would have known. Now, I don't recommend sending the same email week after week after week, but it's all kind of like, you never know what's going on.
Yeah, that's great. And then this is kind of a off the wall question, but outsourcing, have you done this and do you recommend this strategy?
So I do have a VA. She has been my rock, like with helping everything. I love her. I didn't start hiring things out until last year, 2 years ago. So I'd been in business for 3 to 4 years, completely solo. I don't think that you need to hire anything out until you are ready for it. So don't let anybody come in and say, you should really hire things out. If you don't feel like that's something that's a priority, especially when you're not earning a whole lot of money, don't stretch yourself too thin. Like, just don't do it. I mean, if you feel like you are completely overwhelmed, if you feel like it shouldn't take me 8 hours to make a printable, why is it taking me 8 hours to make this daggone printable? Then hire it out. Then that's kind of a key indicator that it's time to hire something out. As for like writing, I still prefer to write my own posts. You can hire ghostwriters. You can hire people to write your posts for you. But especially when you're starting off, it really helps to use your own voice so that you can start to attract the right people to you. Right. And nobody else can be, I'm going to quote Dr. Seuss, nobody else can be more youer than you. And that's just the truth of it.
Absolutely. Yeah. You're unique and people want to follow you and you should express yourself. Yep.
Exactly.
Agreed. Yeah. Well, great. Thank you so much. Thank you all for attending too. This is the last session of the day and it went awesome. So thank you all. I don't know if you can see, but I was writing notes the entire time. So I definitely got something out of it.
Oh, that's awesome.
Thank you. So there is an all access pass. So if you joined us late or you do want to replay this, there's an all access pass for $20 and that is available on our website. I will also add the link to that in the chat right now so you can join, so you can click that before it goes away. The price will increase to $40 at the very end of our 3 days. So at the end of our last session, which is Alan, who's the founder of Zephyr Conferences. At the end of his session, it will go up to $40. So make sure you get that right now. Just making sure. Oh, yes, the link sent. Okay, great. So thank you so much, Caroline. We do have a great day tomorrow. 4 more sessions, including our Q&A with our featured speaker and keynote, which is Francis Lamb. That will be starting at 7 a.m. Pacific time and 10 a.m. Eastern time. So please join us all then. You can register now. And hopefully we'll see you again tomorrow. So thank you all.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.